Here boys, DGP back again on the Wolven beta, and today we're going to have a look at the Elemental Shaman rework, see what they've done to the talent trees, and test out some of the new abilities. So let's have a look at the Shaman side of the tree for the class specific. So they've seemed to have moved a bunch of stuff around here. A lot of it seems to be the same. They've added a cool couple of new things, like you've got here Encasing Cold, Arctic Snowstorm, towards the bottom here, Enhanced Imbues. We've got Seasoned Winds, and then you've got a choice node here as well, Ascended Air and Jetstream. I'm pretty sure that's new at least, but the majority of it here has kind of just been moved around and improved from what I can see. But for the actual spec side of the tree, for Elemental at least, so this is where they've done the big changes at least. So for the first node now we have between Elemental Blast and Earth Shock, so we get to choose if we want either one of these at the start. This was originally down towards the end here. We've got Earthquake and Earthquake. Obviously, at first glance, you might be thinking, what the heck's this? Well, this is similar to Shadow Priest, where they get to choose if they want to cast it themselves with like their cursor, or if they want it to be cast at their targeted location. So that's a good change. We've got Elemental Fury, which was the same. We've got the same here with picking Storm Elemental and Fire Elemental. Echo of the Elements, the same. The newer stuff's around here, so we've got Ice Fury, which has actually been changed. Originally, this was like a cast where we'd kind of cast it, and then the next 4 Frost Shocks would do increased damage. I believe it's 225%, but now they've buffed this. So this will now read: casting your Lava Burst has a chance to replace your Frost Shock with an Ice Fury, stacking up to 2 times. So before it's 4, now it's 2. And then you've got Hell's Frigid Ice, your target, XXX. This was pretty much the same as before. Obviously, it's just 2 rather than 4. And then we've got Fusion Elements. After casting Ice Fury, your next time you cast a Nature spell, blah blah blah. Do additional damage with your Elemental Blast up to 60. It says 225 on here, although I'm pretty sure it's 450. So I'll just quickly try to get this to proc by pressing Lava Bursts. So we've got one here actually. And then we've got our Ice Fury here for 450. I'll have a look later on in the video to see if this is like there's a talent somewhere, but yeah, it's giving me my Ice Fury's my Frost Shock's a 450%. So cast 2 here, and yeah, doing fairly big damage. Flux Melting's the same as before. We've got Primordial Fury, which increases our critical strike damage by 25%, which is like pretty massive now. Instead of doing 200% with crits, we're going to be doing 275, which just lays into Elemental Blasts doing a lot, and Lava Burst always critting as long as you've got your Flame Shock up. That's going to be doing a bunch of damage. The next section here, let's have a look. Lightning Conduit. While the Lightning Shield is active, your nature damage is increased by 8%, so you actually have a reason to actually have your Lightning Shield up, rather than before it was just if things attack you, they kind of got dealt a bit of damage back to you, which wasn't really that relevant, to be honest. I think the majority of this is the same. We've got Elemental Unity now, which is just a 10% flat buff to our nature damage or fire damage, whether or not we've got a fire elemental or a storm elemental. Then we've got Thunderstrike Ward, which is just a buff pretty much to this, which is your Lightning Shield. So it's just going to cool down 2 Thunderstrikes from your target. So I'll just quickly show you what that looks like. See there, 1 proc. It seems to do a lot of damage, to be honest, but it's something I'm probably going to have to look at later on when doing actual damage testing. But yeah, just a cool little effect. Earthen Rage is next, which is just again a small little ability similar to this, which is going to happen. I'm pretty sure it was proccing when I was actually doing the last test as well. As you can see, Earthen Rage kind of proccing. I'll quickly show you without having my talents open again. Just kind of shoots like earth bolts at things that you'll see. Like there's one there. So it's just passive damage that's going to be happening as you're doing your rotation. Ascendance, which isn't new, but it's sort of been changed with these 2 talents. So you've got the cooldown of your Ascendance is reduced by 60, and then your haste is increased by 25% whilst your Ascendance is active. This was sort of like a different talent before, and this was also baked into like this and deeply rooted elements, and you can actually have both now. So Ascendants might see more play, especially with Elemental Fury and Primordial Fury. Elemental Fury is obviously a thing before, but Primordial Fury wasn't. We've got Echo of Elements, which is when your Storm Elemental or Fire Elemental is active, it leaves behind a lesser Fire Elemental that continues attacking your enemies after 15 seconds. So let's have a quick look what that looks like after the 6 expired. As you can see now it's left, but I'm not actually seeing a lesser Fire Elemental, which is weird. I think it may be a bug. The next part of the tree is obviously we've got Prim Wave, which has been moved, and then we've got Elemental Equilibrium, which has also been moved. A lot of these talents towards the bottom end we actually have just had before, but they've just kind of moved them around. Fury of the Storms, which is new, activating your Stormkeeper summons a powerful elemental far your side for 8 seconds, so I'm assuming I'll summon it and it'll just spawn like a Storm Elemental. Sorry about the lag on the beta at the moment as well. Everyone's probably testing Shaman at the moment. So yeah, you can see here it's just kind of a great elemental spawns. It doesn't actually give me any sort of buffs or anything. But yeah, it's just something cool and extra. But yeah, the majority of this is pretty much the same. We've got Skybreakers, which was the thing before, Magma Chamber, which was a 2-pointer, I'm pretty sure, rather than a 1-pointer. Splintered Elements, which is to do with Prim Wave. We've actually got Liquid Magma Totem at the bottom end, which is actually kind of surprising. I don't think they buffed this in any sort of way. It wasn't massively great or anything, so it's a bit weird why it's like at the very end being a capstone. However, it is like a bit easier to get to than it was before, so that might be a reason why if you're running like a Prim Wave build. Prime Elementalist, obviously we had this before. Lightning Rod we had before. Deeper Rooted Elements, obviously we had before, however it was a choice now between Ascendants and Deeper Rooted Elements, so hopefully we can see some Ascendants play and Deeper Rooted Elements play now. And then obviously Echo of the Great Sundering was a thing before. I think I did miss one thing towards the top end of the tree, which is Storm Frenzy, which is new. Your next Chain Lightning or Lightning Bolt has a 40% reduced cast time after casting Earth Shock, or your Elemental Blast, or your Earthquake, and accumulates up to 2 charges. So that's new. Testing 1, 2. So I'm just going to go over a quick rotation. This obviously won't be 100% optimal as the specs just got the rework, so I don't know 100% what the optimal playstyle is going to be. But yeah, I'll just go over a quick one here just so you can kind of have a gist of how Elemental's looking at the moment. like sort of the breakdown of what I'm looking at the moment. So it's kind of similar to before, to be honest, with Lava Burst pulling ahead by a fair bit of, and also Elemental Blast. Got Frost Shock slightly behind, and then Lightning Bolts. I say there could be a Lightning Bolt build that I'll go over and test throughout the weekend when I've got time. But yeah, a lot of it just looks like similar to what it was before, just lava bursting and elemental blasts, along with a bunch of other like random procs happening. One thing I will say is I do like the Ice Fury change quite a lot, as like casting this in between having lava burst etc. always felt really weird. We haven't got one of the talents that we used to have down here, which was giving after a print wave you just basically was able to shout out lava bursts, and we don't have that anymore, so we kind of have this sort of downtime. But as you're pressing them lava bursts, you're also generating ice furies, which you press, and you can kind of stack up a bunch of frost shocks. So yeah, that definitely feels good, along with it being obviously instant cast now. And obviously, like I said before, Ascendance, I was hoping it'd see play, and I'm hoping it still does. Doesn't feel bad at the moment. Like I say, Deeply Rooted Elements is always going to be an RNG thing. I think they actually did change the RNG with Deeper Elements, where it's like kind of accumulates your RNG over time rather than it just randomly can happen. So that's something that's definitely good. And obviously we've got this talent as well, which is increasing our haste by 25%. I believe on the old build it was somewhere like around like a 15% haste amp when you're in your ascendance, and it was obviously a 2-point noder as well. So this just makes it feel a lot better. But everything else that's kind of new here with things like Echo Elements, I didn't actually play this since it seems to kind of be bugged at the moment. At least it's not spawning the elemental. Uh, Thunderstrike Ward. We've got Fury of the Storms. There's a bunch of like things that are kind of just happening without you really needing to think much. Like I'm pressing my Stormkeeper on cooldown. It's just spawning this. This is just happening all the time. Earth Rage again. We're just pressing our rotation. It's happening all the time. Yeah, as I say, I'll go over like a proper rotation thing on the weekend, like get like a good understanding of how the spec plays, and I'll probably run some M plus, and then I'll put out a video for that. So stay tuned for that one for sure. Yeah, that's my first impressions on the new changes for Elemental. I'd say most of it's good. I'm hoping, like I say, Ascendance can still see play, so we actually have a cooldown. If it doesn't, then I think it's going to kind of go back to what it was, where it's just kind of like passive damage the whole time rather than you being bursty. I definitely feel like it needs that cooldown just to be more well-rounded in general. Yeah, if you guys have enjoyed this, like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.